Welcome to Bits and Spurs Horsemanship. We're going to work with Gus and Chris. We're going to work on some lateral motion. We're going to start on the ground. We're going to get this horse moving over, get him moving away from the pressure, and then we're going to put Chris in the saddle and we're going to go into the saddle. So I'm going to work him on the ground first and give him some understanding, and then we're going to have Chris do it a little bit, and then we're going to have her ride. Okay? So what we're going to start with is I want to get a little bit of forward motion, and then I'm going to disengage his hindquarters, get him moving a little bit, step there, and there, bring that shoulder through. I just want to get him to move away from the pressure. So my body acts as the leg. I'm putting my belly button straight line towards the back cinch, and that's how I'm getting that hindquarter to step over. Now I can bring him through here. Same thing, my body right here. Keep his head bent, otherwise he can kick me. We don't want him to kick me. Good boy. So once we get a little bit of this established, I'm going to put a little life into him. He wants to be a little naughty right there. Get a little bit of life. Now I'm just going to kind of pick this hand up and push him over. Pick this hand up. There. Shoulders. I'm walking my body right up into his ribs. One step. That's all I'm looking for. Is that one step. Disengage. Shoulders. Shoulders. Don't want him to change direction. I want him to yield up. So we're looking at pushing on his ribs, just like my leg would do. Okay? So my body's going to come right up across this saddle right there. Keep his head looking at me. We're engaging this foot here. Near front leg moves across. Right there. There's that first step. We're just teaching him how to move. Ask him to move up just a little bit, put a little life in his feet. Now I'm going to pick my hand up, get his nose to me. My body's coming into his ribs. Engaging the hind quarter. Front quarters lifting and moving away. Right there. Okay? It's real simple. All right, Chris, let's give it a try. So you're going to have some forward motion. Turn your left hand over. Yep, good. So ask him to jog just a little bit. Good. You got to have that forward motion. Now you're going to pick your left hand up. Left hand up. Walk right towards his ribs. There you go. You're just going to kind of spill his body away from you. Turn your belly button towards his ribs. There you go. Apply pressure. Apply pressure. There you go. There, you're getting it done. A little bit of roundabout way, but you're getting it done. Bump his nose and walk up into that rib. Just like where your leg would be. Lift this hand up here.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There. There. Step, step. Now release. release, and let him go forward. Don't change direction, just have him move forward. Does that make sense?
Makes sense. You want the front foot crossover and the back foot.
Mm-hmm. You want, yep, we're not just spilling those shoulders out of the circle. We want that hind end to engage, and we want him to move laterally away from the pressure. Okay? So shorten up and step up in there. Get that left hand up, left hand up. There. Don't bend his head so much that he comes back to you. Relax. You need to block. You're okay. So we're going to block here, but you need to drive here. Okay?
Not here.
Not there. Right there. There you go. There it is. Now just go forward. Let some of that rope go. There you go. Now walk up in there. That's not about speed. Let him slow down. There. See him kind of making this circle now egg-shaped?
Yep.
So we're teaching position. We can make that transition. Go forward. Now come back in there. Let's do it again. Just walk right up in there. Walk in there like you know what you're doing. There you go. Stay. Take your right hand. Just don't get your belly button in front of him. Keep your belly button where your leg would be. Bump his nose so he looks at you. There. Just trying to spill him out there just a little bit. There. Now we're going to change direction, so disengage the hindquarters and bring the shoulders through. Don't just pull his shoulders through. Keep your goal in mind. Okay? So you're going to do the same thing. Step up in there. There you go. That's all right. Belly button where your leg should be. Don't jiggle your right hand so much. Apply pressure with your left hand. Good. Good. Now let him out of that. Forward. Good girl. Step up in there. Pick that right hand up a little more. There you go. That's good. That's good. Get your belly button where your leg should be. There. Now you're getting a little more consistency. He's still wanting to walk around you a little bit.
Okay.
So let's reaffirm it.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just going to step him here. So when I'm going to step up, bump, you got to yield to my presence. Forward. And this is where you're kind of struggling a little bit. When we put that hand up, that's the spot right there on the top of that neck. Want to get him forward again. There. there, and then I can just send him off. Okay, so if you look at my right hand, there's a drive right here. Okay, because we're not looking for a circle, we're looking for him to disengage his body so we can pick him up, because we're going to do the same thing in the saddle. Good. Relieve a little bit of that pressure. Hips, hips, hips.
And that's going to help me move your shoulders, correct? When I'm on his back. Same thing.
Right, right.
Because that's what we struggle with.
Because you're going to pick this hand up, not across. Okay? See where my hand is? Here. Now my foot's going to be in here. Move away from the pressure. Okay? So for him to relieve himself, he's got to cross over up front and get out of my space. Okay? So you got to do the same thing. So just come on up here. Ooh. Beautiful. And forward. Beautiful. Now forward. Now just forward. Beautiful. See the difference? See how engaged he was front and back? Now disengage and change direction. Disengage. Disengage. Don't forget that hip. Don't get nervous. There you go. So he's disengaging, he's crossing up front. See it's good? See it's good? And then relieve it. Relieve it by just going forward. Good. Okay. Much nicer. Okay, let's stop there and then we'll put you in the saddle. So now we got Chris, we got her in the saddle, and we're going to take what we taught Gus on the ground and we're going to put it in the saddle. So it's the same posture. So if you're walking around, we're going to lift the right hand up, we're going to make that right leg long and step him out of that circle. Don't just sit there and jab him. Apply pressure. Good. Now just come forward. When you go to the saddle, you're going to have a little contact on your bridle. And what that means is we're not pulling that face down. We're just making some contact with his mouth. So you're going to shorten your reins up just a little bit more here, Chris. And he's going to soften up. It's all right. They kind of do that from time to time. That's what happens when you feed them good. Yep, just a light contact. See, he's bridling up real nice. Don't keep taking that away from him. We're just going to shorten up, lift his front end up a little bit. Now lift your right hand up, take that right leg, push him over. Don't bump with it, push with it. He got a little stuck because he was thinking about it. Good. Now we're going to take your left hand and I want you to push to me. Push. Push, push. Right there. Now go to your left. Go to your left. Very nice. Very nice. Keep that hind quarter engaged. We're always driving from behind. We're going to keep that hind quarter engaged here. So now lift your right hand and I want you to push towards me again. Now go to the right. He got a little bit stuck right there at the end. That's okay.
I don't feel like I have as much forward, motion. You're right. You need that forward to...
Got to have good forward motion. So lift your left hand up, push towards me. Now we just go. Lovely. Let's ask him to jog. A little soft. Don't get more handsy. Just because you're asking for more speed, we don't need to really change his posture. So we're going to tip that nose out by lifting up that right hand and push with your right leg. Feel him drop. He kind of lost his forward motion, didn't he? It's all right. Lift that hand up and just, even though he loses gait, let's keep pushing him over so we get the lateral motion. Don't worry about him losing speed. Right foot, push him to me. Push him to me. There you go. Stay with it. Stay with it. He's trying. Right there. Now just go to your right. Go to your right. Why do we go to the right? Because that was the posture we put him in. Okay? Right there, he's engaged with his hindquarters. His shoulders are out of the way. His nose is where he wants to go. The nose always goes first. Okay? Always remember that. So let's ask him to jog again. Now remember, don't worry if he drops out when we go to change his posture a little bit. When we ask him to move laterally, he's going to probably slow down because he's got to think about where his feet are. So we're just asking for a little more life. You're going to lift with your left hand and push with your left foot. Now go to your left. Lovely. Now ask him to jog right out of that. Good. So we're going to lift that right hand, push with that right leg. Almost. It's all right. Now just go to your right. Good. Ask him to jog up out of that. Very nice. Lovely. And that's how you take your groundwork into the saddle. Just teach something simple. And then keep it simple. Lift your left hand. Push him over. Now just go to your left. Lovely.